Hey, everyone.
Inside.
Hey, what's up, guys? We have Matthew Stafford here. We'll get started. We can get started with you, Maria.
Hey, Matthew, can you give us kind of an overview of what it's been like working with your new core of wide receivers?
Oh, it's been great. Obviously I've been able to watch them from afar for a long time. Both here at the Rams and obviously Deshaun at his couple spots here in the past few years. So I'm really happy to get to work with them. I have a ton of respect for all of them, the way they play the game, the knowledge that they have, the effort that they play with. So I'm excited. There's some young guys too that I'm getting a chance to work with as well. So it's been a lot of fun so far.
That was kind of my next question, is what has it been like also working with the rookies there?
Yeah, it's been great. I'm from a mental aspect, I'm a little bit right where they are. It's I'm catching up myself on an offense that these guys have been around for quite a few years. So we're all in the same boat, just trying to learn this thing as fast as we possibly can and make it second nature as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nick.
Hey, Matthew, just wanted to get your thoughts as far as what are you looking forward to accomplish during, OTAs and leading up into the season? What are some of the things that you feel like you want to work on and really establish with this team?
Obviously, the physical part of it is great right now. Getting to be able to throw and catch and work with the guys. But for me, probably the biggest thing at a quarterback position is just being able to get some of these mental reps, being able to get in and out of the huddle, learn the new terminology, and then see our plays develop versus different defenses. That's a whole nother aspect to it as well. So I'm just trying to learn as much as I possibly can about not only, our playbook and the way we want to operate as an offense, but also, my teammates as well.
And then also too, you've done a lot, you and your wife done a lot of great work, charitable wise in Detroit. Are there any plans to do any similar type of work while you're here in Los Angeles?
I'm sure there will be, at the moment, we're just settling in, just trying to, figure out what day-to-day life is going to be like for us. I'm sure we'll find something that, we're passionate about here in the community and go from there. But at the time being, I'm just trying to make sure I'm running the right plays out here. And I'm sure she's just trying to get the kids to school on time. So we'll figure that out when we get a little bit of time.
Gotcha. Thank you so much, Matthew.
Claudia.
Hey, Matthew, good afternoon. What impresses you the most about the offensive line? Has it been a hard adjustment getting used to the new group?
As far as an adjustment goes, I definitely have a big one. It's not to, a new group of those guys. It's just to the offense, just trying to adjust and make sure that, I'm able to articulate what we want to do as fast as I possibly can and let those guys, go operate and go play. As far as from afar watching them, I'm really impressed. Obviously, Witt's been doing it for a long time. It's pretty impressive to see him still out there doing his thing. But all the guys across the front have been great to me so far, just trying to help me along and communicate. That is a huge part of the game, is the quarterback to center, and then obviously center, relaying that information down the line, right and left. It's a huge part of success on offense, is having that communication there. And that's something that, this time of year is huge for, and things that we can work on, going forward.
And last one for me. How are you working out with the center?
It's been good. Obviously, just rotating guys through kind of at all positions at the moment, just trying to get reps as much as we possibly can with everybody. And I'm just trying to do what I can to make sure that my communication and my cadence and all those things are, as consistent as they can possibly be, so that everybody can, anticipate the snap count and get ready to go.
Thank you.
Jordan.
Hey, Matthew, how's it going?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, thanks. In an offense that's so predicated by timing specifically, what are some of the things that you are doing that goes beyond the throw and catch with the receivers?
Yeah, I mean, it's a whole understanding. The only way that a guy at my position can play, on time and in rhythm is understanding exactly what's going on around him at all times and feeling comfortable with it. And to get that, in my opinion, you can definitely look at it on a screen, look at it on a piece of paper, take your notes, but until you get out there and watch, Cooper Kupp run this route or Robert Woods run that route or whatever it is, that's things that I think take time and in-person repetition. So that's kind of what we're doing at the moment. And then obviously go back and rewatch a practice and find a way, to be better for sure.
And then Sean McVay mentioned back when you first were brought in that he really wanted to have this process, and particularly this time of year, be collaborative, because there are obviously things that you've done that maybe have not been facets of his offense, and have it be very communicative and share ideas and sort of incubate those ideas. So what has that been like so far in terms of that collaboration, and what are some progress points that you can see tangibly happening in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been a great process so far. Obviously, we're a little bit limited at certain points during the off season in our ability to communicate when it comes to football and all that. But I think he understands that I've been, in 4 different offenses with a bunch of different coordinators and seen a lot of different football, and he's been around a while too. So it's been nice being able to talk ball, and it can be the simplest things of an individual route on a play, or it's a full play concept, or it's a half field read, or whatever it is. There's things that I've done in the past that I think, make sense to him and make sense for our offense. There's also things that, I've never been exposed to that are in this offense that I'm trying to learn and make second nature to myself as well. So it's been fun. We've been able to kind of bounce ideas back and forth off of each other, we'll figure out what this thing looks like, come August, September.
Good conversations about play action, I'm assuming.
Yeah, all of it. There's definitely some things that I've done that we've had success with, throwing the ball down the field, and then some new things that he'll I'm sure bring to life out of my game as well.
Thanks, Matthew.
Yep.
Stu.
Hey, Matthew, kind of a similar question to Maria, but you talk a lot about how some of the things that you've noticed and your impressions of all these guys that you're now playing with from afar. What was it like for you to finally get on the field for the first time and, watching that unfold as you were throwing those first passes to guys like Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods and Tyler Higbee, handing the ball off to guys like Cam Akers and Darrell Henderson, just playing behind that offensive line?
Yeah, for me, I think, anytime I step on the field, no matter who I'm playing with or whatever, but especially now, just a sense of urgency. I feel it from those guys. I hope they feel it from me. Every time I try back and throw the ball, I want it to be in the right spot. And when it's not, I'm not happy about it, not happy with myself. And those guys are the same way, and they want to run around perfect every time, catch it and go. So, I think that's something that's fun. That's, we feed off of each other when it comes to that. Just trying to be perfect all the time, and not there yet, probably never going to get there, but always striving for it is a positive thing. And that's something I feel like I feel from these guys at a high level all the time, which is fun.
Gary.
Hey, Matthew, can you take us through what you had done to your thumb a few months ago, and is that impacting you at all in terms of what you're able to do during the off-season program?
No, it's not impacting me at all. Just a little quick fix. I feel way better. I haven't really been limited at all since we've been together, so I feel good.
What have been your impressions so far working with Deshaun Jackson after playing against him for many years and now having him on the practice field?
I mean, he can still run. I know that. He can still go. He's a smart guy. He's learning this thing a little bit like myself, trying to make this thing second nature as quickly as we possibly can. Obviously, I have a ton of respect for what he's been able to accomplish in his, in his years in the NFL, and excited about get the opportunity to work with a guy like that can really stretch the field and has done it as a high level as he has.
And then finally, as a guy who's been in the league for a long time, has gone through, off-season OTAs for years, and then not having it last year because of COVID, what have kind of been your impressions of being back on the field? Like, do you welcome this time of year and this opportunity to kind of be on the field, or from last year, is it necessary?
I mean, I know right now in the position that I'm in, selfishly, I'm liking these times because it's, getting me the chance to be on the field and calling plays and going against, our defense a little bit in some jog through type scenarios, nothing full speed, but just above the next stuff, being able to, work the mental aspect of the game. So that part of it's been great for me. I know teams across the league have done a good job of kind of, figuring out what works best for them and their coaching staff. So it isn't traditionally OTAs and what it used to be, especially not when I first came in the league in that first CBA when we were back like March 10th or whatever it was. So it's evolving, it's changing. I feel like everybody's figuring out what works best for them as an organization, as a team. I feel like we've accomplished that here, and we'll continue to get better, with our time on the field.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Kevin?
Hi, Matthew. We were just talking with Leonard Floyd, and he was talking about what a natural leader you are. Beyond what comes naturally to you, I wonder what's involved in establishing yourself as a leader on a team, a new team, but with teammates who've had a fair measure of success before you got here.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is I try to do it in all situations. I'm just going to try and be myself. Try to be the best version of myself that I can possibly be. I'll organically, get to know everybody, and all that can't happen in one trip around the locker room. So it takes some time to figure out what makes guys tick, and I just enjoy competing, getting out there with these guys. But the biggest thing is just be myself. Let those things happen. And understand that there's been a high standard here, of success and really quarterback play as well. So I've got to come in here and do my part. And I think that's, the biggest thing that people are going to take away from, a quote unquote leadership aspect of the thing is just doing your job as to the highest, of your ability as often as you possibly can.
Is there anything that's happened in the last few months or in the last couple of weeks when you've been out there that kind of reminds you that you're not in Detroit anymore, you're not with the Lions anymore?
Besides the sun shining every single day, no, there's been a few things here or there. It's all a brand new experience for me, to be honest with you. Where I go in practice, I'm running around trying to figure out where we're going next. All those things at the moment are still, new to me, foreign, just trying to figure it out as best I can. I've played a lot of football in my life, but every time you go to a new situation, whether it's a new coach coming in or you go into a new organization, there's things to figure out, things to iron out, and I'm still in that process. So there's been quite a few things that feel different and, something that I have to get used to.
I saw that it was 80 degrees in Detroit today. So
hey, I'm happy for them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Eric?
Hey, Matthew. You played a lot of football, obviously. I want to talk to you about your approach versus taking risks so you can make big plays or chunk plays versus being reckless. What is your approach there, and how has it changed over the years?
I'm sure it's evolved. I first came into the league with, playing with probably the best jump ball receiver there ever was. And so the margin for error, the opportunities given to Calvin were different than probably any other player I've ever played with. I know that for a fact. And so I think it kind of, evolves not only for me personally as a player with experience, but also with, who's on the team and who does what well. And there's certain things, that you throw a ball to a certain guy that you probably wouldn't throw to another guy, and all those things are understanding and figuring out what guys can do and how they tick. So don't ever really want to be reckless with the football. Want to make sure that we're ending up with the ball at the end of every single play. Obviously, turnovers are a thing that happen in this league, but you try not to let them happen while still being able to, put stress on the defense, both, down the field and just with catch and run opportunities at the same time.
Just to follow up on that, the Rams had the #1 ranked defense last year. With a defense like that, does that change how aggressive you are in certain situations, knowing the defense might be able to get the ball back to you?
I don't think so. I feel like I'm going to play the game the way I see it, through the lens I see it. Are there going to be times in a game, with a big lead or something where maybe you don't take a shot that you would have earlier? Maybe. It's going to be something that I'm going to feel out, but at the same time, I just want to play the game the right way. And if the defense is, giving me the ball down the field, I'm going to try and take it. I'm going to aggressively take whatever the defense is giving me. And if they're going to play, top down and try to make us, an underneath passing team. I'm gonna try and stretch the field. So I'll get back to you after week 1 if there's a situation where we had a 2-score lead or something. And I had to check it down instead of throw a post. But at the moment, I'd like to think that I'm still going to be throwing it down the field.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, guys, we got time just for 3 more. We'll do Omar, Greg Beecham, and Andrew Siciliano. Omar.
Hey, Matthew. Good to see you, man. Thanks for taking the time. Just curious if there's any former players, teammates, coaches that have played for McVay that you might have consulted in, trying to learn this offense as best as possible. Is that anything that you've done?
No, not really. Just talk to the guys that have been here, and that are on the team currently. I haven't really dipped back into what it was in years past because, like every offense in the NFL, it's going to evolve a little bit, each year, figure out where we can be better. So, I've just tried to spend as much time as I can with the guys that are here and the coaches that are here to learn what we're going to do this year.
And then have you had a chance to throw with any of the guys besides, these formal team activities, or if there's any plans to do so after kind of mini camp, before training camp, and kind of work on that timing?
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a bunch of times after minicamp. It kind of timed up right to when I was feeling about good enough to really start throwing it again, was when all the guys were coming back and we were working. So that timed up perfect. And then after this, OTA minicamp type off-season thing that we got going on, I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunities to throw with these guys. I'll be here locally, and I'm sure a decent amount of guys will stick around as well.
Cool. Thank you, Matthew.
You got it.
Greg.
Hey, Matthew. Sean's first 2 years with the Rams, this was probably the best offense in the league, or top handful, whatever, to the point where people in the league were so impressed by it that Blake Bortles, for instance, said he would basically come here for free just to see how Sean was doing what he was doing. Last couple of years haven't gone as well. Do you see signs with Sean that he's got an idea of how to get this back to what it was, but different? I mean, has he talked about how his offense has evolved and how it had to change and how it's going to change again?
Yeah, I've seen plays that, we're calling a certain play that looked a little bit different, maybe a couple years ago to last year. Maybe we're, tweaking them again. And that's kind of where that collaboration kind of comes in. His history within this offense and knowing what has worked in the past, what has not worked as well. And then, a fresh set of ideas from me, I think is, got us going in the right direction. At the end of the day, he can call whatever play he wants. I got to throw it to a guy. He's got to go catch it. We got to block up front. Our guys got to run with the ball. So, coaches are a big part of this game. There's no question about it. But if your guys aren't out there executing, it doesn't really matter. So I've got to make sure that I'm doing my part to make sure that I'm as good as I can possibly be at all times.
You obviously had a good impression of Sean before you joined the Rams, or, it wouldn't have been as tempting of a move. What else have you learned about him now that you've had a chance to work with him for a couple months?
I'm constantly learning things about him. He's obviously a high energy guy, loves this game. He's got a lot of passion for not only, the offensive side of the ball, but the defensive side of the ball, special teams, all of it. He's a very involved guy. Biggest thing for me so far is I've got the same guy every single day. He's a guy that, loves this game, wants to come in and coach hard, demands a lot out of everybody. And he knows that we all demand the same out of each other. So it's been a really positive thing and something I'm looking forward to.
Thanks, Matthew.
Yep.
All right, wrap up with you, Andrew.
Hey, Matthew, Sean despises playing starters in the preseason. If memory serves, I don't think Jared took a snap in the preseason since like 2017. I know we're a couple of months away, but considering everything is new, will you push to at least get a few reps in the preseason to try to get on the same page with everyone? Is that important to you?
I don't think so. I think the ability for teams to practice against each other has been, a huge thing that I've been a part of the last couple of years that I've actually really loved. It kind of, lets those guys, the guys that maybe won't play in the game, basically the guys that wouldn't play in the game, it really helps those guys go out and get a bunch of live reps against the team without the risk of a huge injury. And so I'll do whatever coach wants me to do. I know I haven't taken a ton of reps in the past in the preseason as well. So, I'm game to do whatever's best, but I just know that those times where we've been able to practice against other teams, you're getting game-like situations and simulations that you probably wouldn't even get in a preseason game, to be honest with you, whether it's a 2-minute situation or just a rip of about 10 third downs in a row, whatever it is, you know, they can kind of force the situation on the players and really make us react and go out there and play, which is a positive.
Cool.
All right.
All right.
Matthew, thank you, man.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.